morning, everybody. We're so glad everybody's here this morning. It's a little nippy out there, huh? I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. Hey. Bum, 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 bum. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Talk to us, Miss Blessio. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Where y'all at this morning? Come on. This love that I have, world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. No, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Hello, good morning. We're so glad that you came out this morning to celebrate here with us at Unity of Savannah. And we always want to say hello. We got a lot of people that watch us now on the internet, so we say hello to everybody on the camera back there, wherever you may be. They may be watching us like 100 years from now, somewhere on Neptune, watching our service. So hi, wherever you are in space and time. Unity of Savannah is a center for spiritual awakening, where we recognize God as life, love, and the ground of all being. And we celebrate God by
living fully, loving lavishly, and being all that we can be.
Thank you very much. This is a great job. This is a great job. Reverend Dale is away at a meditation retreat this weekend. And so we send him blessings and peace, and know he'll get rejuvenated and come back to us on fire like he usually is. He was sure going at it last Sunday. He dislocated his pinky finger again, I think. So probably a week will do him good. Let his pinky rest before he comes back. So, but we send him blessings, and we have a ministerial student who, among us, among our congregation, who is nearing the completion of his schooling, and he's going to be giving us our talk. If you haven't met Reverend Robert Turner yet, ladies and gentlemen, please meet Reverend Robert Turner. And he's going to be giving us our message this morning, and we're looking forward to that. And so we'll go ahead and move into the service, and we'll do recite our vision, mission, and purpose statements together. Our vision: we connect through the energy of joy and oneness. Our mission statement: we embrace a positive, loving, uplifting approach to spirituality. And our purpose: we are inclusive spiritual community. And where's Miss Judy? Let's have a prayer. You feel like praying? Miss Judy, Reverend Judith always feels like praying. Come give us a prayer. Come give us a prayer, Reverend Judith. Yes.
The early service, we don't use the mic, so you see that. Is it on?
No, turn it on. Underneath the green light. No, press it on the side.
Hello. I've got it now. All right, let's move into prayer. You may want to put your feet flat on the floor. Let the energy of the universe, the earth, come up through your body and place your hands either on your lap or your thighs. Some people like their palms up. You can choose however feels comfortable for you. And let's take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, just let go of the busyness of the day. Think of your mind, the top of your head, as a cylinder, an open cylinder. And as you breathe, you let go. As you exhale, you let go of thoughts. See them as butterflies just flying away, so that your body is left an open space. And take another deep breath and settle into your heart space. And from this space, we know that God speaks to us and through us. We are instruments of God's loving nature. God is dependent on us to send this energy of love out into the universe. Breathe, knowing that God is filling us with love to send out. We are the light of the world. So see yourself as sending out rays of light and love. And this energy that we send out goes from this church, goes from each other, and then out of the church or the center into the space, the homes around us, giving light to every being. And as the light is received, it's sent out further. Just as the wings of connected butterflies of I don't know if they're called a flock, but they can produce a hurricane just with the movement of their wings when they're gathered together. We can also, through our thoughts, raise the consciousness of everyone in this church, everyone in the buildings around us, and then we send that love out further into Savannah, to the downtown area, the south area. And as we raise the consciousness of ourselves and of each human being, this is sent out into the world, into the universe. Breathe. You are the light of the world. We know that there is no place that God is not. God is present within each of us and within each person in this town, this city, and within the world. Breathe. The light of God shines within us. And we know that this light is love. Fear not, for I am with you always. I am the light. Darkness has not overcome the light. Breathe. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Judith. Give it to Robert. Robert is going to read our daily word, Our daily word for today.
Oh, you don't need it. Does Robert need it?
Oh, he doesn't need it. Sorry
Okay.
about that. We'll go ahead and light our Christ candle for the daily word, which is light.
Appropriate daily word for today, light. The light of truth dissolves all darkness. A bird's cheerful song interrupts the quiet of the night. The dark sky grows lighter, and puffy clouds begin to glow with a beautiful shade of pink. Brilliant rays announce the sun's arrival. The sun peeks over the horizon, flooding the new day with light. Light dissolves darkness in my consciousness in a similar way. At a challenging time, my heart responds to the hopeful thought that this too shall pass. Hope grows into faith as my mind opens to divine wisdom, and that is always mine to claim. Guided by the dawning light of truth, I see the way forward and follow it with confidence. As surely as each new day brings a sunrise, my faith assures me the light of truth will dissolve the darkness of any obstacle I face. Let's affirm together, light. Oh, okay, well, okay, yeah, we will affirm that together. The light shines in the darkness, and the light of truth dissolves all darkness. And so it is.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. When I I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the light of spirit resides within. So at this time, I invite you sit back, allow the chair to hold you. Your body is light. Allow the light of spirit to permeate your skull. Feel everything that is not light. Leave. Light. Butterflies flying out. Gone. What is left? Light, spirit, and as it flows down from your skull to your facial expression, your eyes become heavy. You unclench your jaw. You feel the tension as it leaves your neck. You lower your shoulders. Allow your arms to go limp. You feel the heartbeat beating, beating caring. And as you allow that feeling move around the stomach, down to the groin, to the thighs, to the knees, you feel your legs, the calves, relax. Light. Light. And as that loving light comes to rest at your feet, you understand. You know that you know that God loves you just as you are. And you allow your body to feel that for the moment.
I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age, my race, my soul inside is all I am light, I am light. 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 I am light, I am light.
Thank you, Kyle.
Oh, good morning, everyone. To the live audience here and our virtual audience as well. As Kyle mentioned, I'm Robert Turner. I'm a ministerial student. Now, you don't see many students at 65 years old, but nonetheless, this is the next career. And did I hear somebody say I don't look 65? Okay, good. Well, thank you. So it's a pleasure to be here this morning. Reverend Dale was nice enough to allow me to be his intern. You know, that's part of the process. I'll be ordained in June, so you have to go through this. So I thought I would just begin by letting everybody know what it entails to be an intern. So, you know, each morning I go to Starbucks and I get Dale's coffee and I bring it to his house. A vanilla, grande vanilla, two pumps. Oh, and then today, after the service, I'll head over to his house and do a little bit of spring yard cleaning and then prepare it for the mowing this summer. So, but I've also taught a couple classes, one with Reverend Evelyn and Reverend Judy, which was great, and sermons such as this as well. So today, the talk will be on, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. This was my introduction to unity over 4 decades ago. My wife Carolyn, who's here today, and I had just been married. We had joined a small unity group in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the group told us, if you're ever in New York, go see Eric Butterworth. You know, he's probably the most prominent unity minister of all times. He was a minister for 4 decades, starting out in Pittsburgh and then to Detroit, New York. In Detroit, he developed an audience of thousands of people and actually built this beautiful Unity Temple there. He went to New York and developed followings of thousands, including Evelyn and Judy, who attended the service, and myself as well. Butterworth wrote over 14 books. The most notable one was called Discover the Power Within You. And Oprah Winfrey once said this was the most influential book that she'd ever read. He was referred to a modern-day Emerson, and certainly he was. When Carolyn and I attended the service, I was just mesmerized by what I heard. Butterworth was a very soft-spoken man. He actually read his sermon, but the message was unbelievably powerful. His whole message really was, you can change your life by altering your thoughts. And that was the message that continually he put forth. But at the end of each message, or at the end of this service, I heard this: you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Afterwards, I went into the library or into the bookshop and bought the CDs. Back then, that's how you listened to this, was the CDs, and brought them home, put them in the CD player, and listened to a couple more services. And again, they were equally mesmerizing. Just the power of what he said was unbelievable. But then I heard the same tagline: you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Now, hearkening back to my Presbyterian upbringing in rural central Illinois, I knew this was in the Bible somewhere. And, I looked it up. And it was John 8:32. Back then, didn't have Google. You had to go to Bible Concordance and look this up. And I said, well, this is it. This is the ticket. I'm on easy street now. I just have to read what the truth is, and the truth will set me free. So I started reading this. Well, the first 31 verses were about the adulteress who was about to be stoned. And I'm not sure it was the audience that Jesus was speaking with, or just using this as a story overall. And of course, Jesus had this great admonition: those of you without sin cast the first stone. So it's a story probably everybody's familiar with, and I'm sure the women in the audience say, the woman wasn't probably the guilty party, it was probably the man. And then these judgmental men are ready to take up the stones and hit this woman. But Jesus said, no, don't do that. So then he gets to 8:32, and this audience, they're in a temple. It's a group of men, because women at that time were not allowed in the temple. Jesus was their teacher, and Jesus goes, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I was expecting to hear, well, that's great. What's the truth? We'll be set free, and we'll be on our way to happiness and abundance and prosperity. But the group then argues with Jesus, we're children of Abraham and we are already free. Jesus then responds, I speak of what I have seen with my Father. Again, the group argues. It says, Abraham is our father. Jesus goes on, if God was your father, you would love me. I tell you the truth, and you would believe me. And then the group starts arguing even more, and they come out and get pretty harsh. It says, are you a Samaritan and hast a devil? So, calling Jesus a Samaritan and accusing him of being a devil is about as bad as it can get. Thankfully, Jesus, responded without anger, saying, your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. So the group argues even more. They say, you're not even 50 years old, and hast thou never seen Abraham? Well, first of all, if I was Jesus, I'd be a little offended. He was in his early 30s, and they said he's 50 years old. And then, of course, they argue with him. And Jesus says, very verily, I say to you, before Abraham I was. Again, the argument. And then this group, the stones that they were going to throw at the adulteress, they picked those up and were ready to throw those at Jesus. But then it says Jesus hid himself and went out to the temple. So, so much for finding the truth in this statement. But over the next weeks and months and years, I looked for some other passages. I think all of you have seen these, where it's God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, and behold, the kingdom of God is within you. And that's really the essence of unity and what it's all about. Through these studies, I've had to read all these books and everything like that. And Emily Cady once said, if you really want to learn about your experience with God, read fewer books. I think we all try to read these books and follow what they say, but it comes down to we're one with God. With God, there's complete abundance. It's already available to us. All we have to do is tap into that, and life is wonderful. There are a couple other things. So Fillmore was, along with his wife, the founders of Unity, and they have a metaphysical meaning of everything, and they have one on truth. And the truth is the absolute, that which accords with God as divine principle, that which has been and ever will be, that which eternally is, which I think is a very good definition, and the divine principle particularly. And as I mentioned, Butterworth was viewed as a modern-day Emerson. Emerson's quote on truth was, "Every mind must make its choice between truth and repose. It cannot have both." And of course, repose means just kind of setting aside. I think one must continue to focus on truth and what that is. So, I began to evolve through reading, listening, interacting, and living. And I began to understand what my truth was, and it really worked out very well. I'm sure some of you have had a lot of these experiences that if you do focus on your oneness, you focus on the abundance that's available, good things start to happen. And over 4 decades, a lot of really good things happened in relationships. Carol and I were as happy today as we were 40 years ago. We have 4 wonderful children, 3 spouses, 7 grandchildren, good relationships with family, good friends. Everybody's in a good place. I've been perfectly healthy over 65 years because that's what I hold in mind. Achieved a lot of financial prosperity in my previous career as an investor. So it's just been an abundance of happiness, harmony, and joy throughout, but not without challenges. And I think it's important to view any challenge, and in fact, Daly's Word referred to it today, as a challenge, something to grow from. And don't refer to it as a mistake, because the decision you made at the time was made on the best information available, nor don't refer to it as trouble, but just as a challenge. And if you can grow through that, then it's good that you've had that experience. But, a few years ago, I found that, with all of these great things happening, it was a little bit easy to get smug and judgmental with that. And, I think sometimes with Unity and other forms of New Thought, it is easy to get a little bit judgmental, that this stuff really works for us. We figure it out, we understand it, and those that maybe do something a little bit differently, particularly something that maybe we had done that didn't set well with us, then we become judgmental around that. But I'll tell you a few stories that kind of changed my thinking. So this is a story about Louise, Wendy, and Chet. I had 2 older sons that went to the University of Notre Dame. I'm not Catholic, Carolyn was raised Catholic, but they just went there for the academics. But we got involved in activities there. There was a council that we became a member of, which was a lot of fun. They could take you to a football game once a year, and this was an architectural council, so we got to go see lots of neat places. And the thing you learn, with the Catholics is they eat well, they drink even better, and they have Mass for everything. And when they had the Mass, I wasn't included because I'm not Catholic. Carolyn was because she grew up Catholic. And, that caused me to be very judgmental. But then, I looked around and I began to observe the group, particularly Louise. And Louise was a member of the council. We got to know her fairly well there. She was actually a neighbor of ours, and she was a very devout Catholic. She'd go to Mass every morning. She knew all the rituals, the lines. She had her rosaries. She, truly felt that this was the body and the blood of Christ. But I noticed that she was very peaceful in that understanding. And she was really a wonderful woman. She was so active with her church. She had a great family. Her and her husband were active in the community as well, too. And as I observed Louise, I just observed this kind of aura about her. And, we've seen those ancient paintings of the apostles with the halo. And, that's really the reflection of that aura, the God energy that emanates from this group. But I saw something like that in Louise as well, too, and, some of the others around the room and that I got to know. A similar story existed with Wendy, that when my wife Carolyn and I lived in Pennsylvania for over 37 years, there was no Unity nearby, which is quite surprising. So we became members of a Presbyterian church. It was a progressive church. It was a great place to allow the kids to come in and get introduced to religion. And we'd go to the main service, but after our children got out of the home, there was a little chapel service at 7:30 in the morning. And we'd go to that. It was real nice, 20 people and just everybody kind of like this, just really engaged with each other and had a good time. Now, the Presbyterians are not as ritualistic as the Catholics, but they're very prompt and on time. That if any of you've ever been to more of a mainline Protestant sort of services, if it says 10 o'clock, you start at 10 o'clock, you do your opening hymn, there's a prayer, there's announcements, the sermon, the collection. The sermon's 20 minutes exactly, and then by 11 o'clock or whatever, that hour after the start, you're done. And and of course, the God oftentimes in this is very much the anthropomorphic God, the God that's separate from us. As I say, it's the God of Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel, the very powerful man sitting on the clouds, the white flowing robe, the heavy beard, the white long hair, reaching out, just that tip of touching humanity. We understand that, if Michelangelo did it the way we believe it, it would really just be God and us together, not that. So, and a little bit easy to be judgmental in those situations, a little bit easy to be smug. But, I observed Wendy, and Wendy, very much like Louise, was at peace with herself. She was active in the church. And I'm sure she was active in her community, but when I attended that service, one of the most joyful things was going over and greeting Wendy each morning. Each Sunday morning, she had a big smile on her face. She was happy to see me, and I was happy to see her. And I realized that, as with Louise, their truth was different than my truth, but each knew their truth that set them free. And the final story I'd like to tell is Chet. Now, Chet, I didn't meet Chet at church. I met Chet at the coffee shop. And, for those of you who like coffee, the coffee shop's just as sacred as church, particularly if it's a good coffee. And when I first walked in, I noticed this young man sitting over in the chair with his computer on. But I also noticed that when everybody came in, he would greet them and be friendly to them. And after I came in a couple times, I guess he figured that I would be showing back up. He was very friendly and nice with me as well, too. And I would take the time sometimes to sit with Chet, and I learned that the reason he was there is he had been in a very severe accident. He'd gotten hit by a car on his bike, and his physical well-being his physical self was healed, but mentally there was a challenge. There was a lot of anxiety and such. He couldn't work, so he was in the coffee shop just, in a way centering himself. And as we began to talk, I realized that he was actually talking about things that I had thought about as well too, very much this oneness with God, the centering, the focus. I had actually shared an Eric Butterworth book with him. And, Chet, as with Louise and as with Wendy, had this aura about him. When he was in the coffee shop and greeted everybody. You could tell people were happy that Chet greeted them. And I said, Chet probably made more people happy in the coffee shop than a lot of religious leaders do at a much bigger church. So Chet's truth wasn't necessarily my truth, but Chet knew his truth, and his truth set him free. So, being with these people and many others like them from the Catholic Church, from the Presbyterian Church, from the coffee shop, and certainly at the Unity places we've been over the years, my smugness and judgmental ways began to dissipate. And a few years ago, I had this aha moment. I don't think Jesus in front of this audience purposely meant to say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. The Bible didn't even get written down until decades after Jesus' death. We know that. And it was Aramaic, then it was translated into Hebrew and translated into Greek, and then English. And 300 years after the fact, that the group gets together in Nicaea and comes up with what they think should be in the Bible and what it said. And there's a lot of translations that probably what we read today aren't necessarily what Jesus said. But what I like to think Jesus said was, you shall know your truth, and the truth shall set you free. And I think that's very important to understand that it is our truth. My truth is not your truth. It's not Reverend Dale's truth. It's not Kyle's truth or Evelyn or Judy or anybody else, or it's not Louise's or Wendy or Chet's, but it's the truth that each of us know. Next slide. So offer, in just wrapping things up, some suggestions to assist in finding your truth. And I really emphasize the concept of suggestions because everybody has to find it for themselves. First of all, know God is omnipotent, omnipresence, and omniscience. God is all there is, present everywhere, and absolute good. And I mentioned, Butterworth's messages all the time, where you can change your life by altering your thoughts. And if we understand that we can do that by our relationship with God, then truly we will have a remarkable life. Secondly is feel God's presence. And these are kind of clumped together, but I'll break them apart. And it's easy to feel God's presence here, but sometimes it's not quite so easy when we go out and, for me, coming up to this street here and turning left or right after church when you're behind three people that don't want to turn left when they have the opportunity, that's when, I have to work to center and recenter myself. And you can do that through prayer or meditation, and we know that to pray regularly and meditate as well. A golden key, and this is from Emmett Fox, one of the classes that I taught here. And Emmett Fox always said, replace bad thoughts with thoughts of God. This is just really easy that, when I'm third in line and people aren't turning left, and, I'm ready to honk the horn or shout out, I just need to think about God. And, I always like, be still and know that I'm God from Psalm 47:10. Another thing that I actually do is, I have a little stone that I typically carry, and, if I'm going to find myself reacting the way I don't want to, it's good to touch this. And, I always thought it was a little crazy when you see people with the rosary beads or the Muslim with the prayer beads, but I understand, for them, that's a way to reconnect with God. And for me, it's been that way as well, too. Balance the intellectual and feeling part of God. We talk about thoughts plus feelings equals outcomes. And, I think everybody has a tendency to be a little bit more one than the other, the right brain, left brain. For a long time, I really wanted to intellectualize God. Einstein, probably one of the most brilliant people I've ever said, my God is the God of Spinoza. He was obviously very analytical, but he just said, my God of Spinoza. So what was Spinoza's God? God is not the creator of the world, but the world is part of God. You know, that concept of God, omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscience. Just have this complete awareness and realization of mind action. You know, everything that is part of our life is a result of the way we think. And we just have to accept that. Eric Butterworth once said, unity is the most challenging religion in the world because we have to accept responsibility for everything that manifests in our lives. And, you know, in other groups, it's easy to say, well, you know, I have to go through the priest, you know, I go through the minister, you know, there's the God out there. If I pray hard enough, it'll work, but if people sin, you know, they're going to be punished. Unity is such that we realize that everything we think, the way we feel, ultimately will reflect itself in our lives. Maybe not immediately, but it definitely happens. Be true to yourself. What brings you joy? And I think this is critical as well, too. You know, it's easy for people to get into a rut, you know, at a job they don't necessarily like to do. You know, maybe in a relationship that doesn't work for them. So just really, really reflect on what brings joy to your life and go from that. When I was young and ready to go to college, my father was a union employee, a skilled trades person for Caterpillar, and you know, nobody had ever gone to college before. So, you know, he wanted me to be a skilled tradesman. And I said, you know, if you asked me to put up a towel bar in your house, it would be at a 45-degree angle. I have no skills in being a tradesman. But, you know, I did do accounting because accounting gets you a good job. And what I realized after 4 years of doing that was I didn't want to be an accountant. But really, even though I wasn't focused on unity at that point, I just felt like there was a higher power directing me to an area that I liked, which was investments. And, you know, you can experience your joy, maybe not perfectly through work, but in hobbies and relationships and things like that. I had touched earlier, view challenges as opportunities for growth. You know, there's absolutely no doubt that each of us will have obstacles placed in front of us that sometimes become very formidable. But just say, this is a challenge, you know, it gets better each day. And what can I learn from this experience? This day is the best day ever. Experience joy. And we talk a lot about living in the now, that we reflect on what's happened in the past. We view what we can do moving forward, but just enjoy each day as it is. We just never know if this could be, you know, toward the end, and it's important to just enjoy each day as we have it. And very, very importantly is to live the truth that you know what's really innate to you, your relationship with God and what that means. I'll conclude with a poem. It's part of a larger narrative, Paracelsus, by Robert Browning. And some of you may have seen this when I shared with Reverend Dale. He said this is his favorite poem. It's kind of the only poem I know, so it's my favorite, but it really is quite good as well, too. And it goes, truth is within ourselves, it takes no rise from outward things, whatever you may believe. There's an inmost center in us all where truth abides in fullness, and around wall upon wall the gross flesh hems it in. This perfect clear perception, which is truth, a baffling and perverting carnal mesh, binds it and makes all air, and to know rather consists in opening out a way whence the imprisoned splendor may escape, than infecting light for a light supposed to be without. So in conclusion, is just everyone here, let your imprisoned splendor escape. You shall know your truth, and your truth shall set you free. So let's pray. Okay, close your eyes. Find a seating position that's comfortable for you. Just, breathe in, breathe out. Settle on the presence of God. Understand what that means to each of you. What is your imprisoned splendor? What is that splendor that's unique to you, your gift as part of God? Take that into meditation. Think about this as you move forward throughout your day, into the week and beyond. What is that splendor? It's part of you, but importantly, it's part of the community in which you live, the larger community around that, and as part of the world and the universe. So release the imprisoned splendor and live your truth, and your truth will set you free. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. And I really do believe there's a heaven right here, all in my room. I hear music in the air, all in my room. I hear music in the air, and I really do believe there's a heaven right here. Come on, Miss Blessing. Right here, up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. And I really do believe there's a heaven right here. And I really do believe there's a heaven right here. And I really do believe heaven right here.
The Spirit I Am Band, give them a round of applause again. Reverend Robert, give him a round of applause again. Awesome. It's amazing how the interconnectedness of our messages weave together consistently and systematically. And so your message did today. If you haven't read today's message and Release and Renew, please pick up a copy and do that. It talks about the oneness of faith. And in your message, what I learned from you today, we should not be judgmental of others, because in their faith, there is still a thread of oneness. So thank you again. Give them a round of applause again. Thank you. So let us go ahead and affirm our mission and our vision statements together. Our 5 principles. I'm sorry. Let's affirm our 5 principles, please. Number 1, there is only one power, one presence in our lives and in the universe, God. We are the Christ of God in expression. Thoughts plus feelings equals outcome. There is power in affirmative prayer and meditation, and we must live the truth we know. And another way we live the truth we know is to continuously give, whether that be our love, our time, our energy, and in this case, our treasure. So we invite you to give because you have given to this ministry, we have thrived. So thank you. So we're going to send this love and out, and if we come back, we're going to say our offertory blessings together after you give. So thank you.
I am thankful, so grateful in this moment right now. I am thankful, so grateful right here, right now. I am thankful, so grateful in this moment right now. I am thankful, so grateful right here, right now. Right here, right now.
We give thanks, and thanks again for each and every one of you, for allowing the God within you to open your hearts, open your chest drawer, and give to this ministry. For we know it is just a symbol. It is also a symbol of the various ways we give. And as we give, we send loving thoughts throughout the world of peace, love, and harmony. For we know that these gifts today will help further the message of everything, the oneness, the interconnectedness, and the light. So within that consciousness, we say our offertory blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. Thank you.
So grateful in this moment right now. I am thankful, so grateful right here, right now. Thank you, everybody who participated in the service. Thanks for being here this morning. Thank you for everybody who assisted in the service this morning. You all did a great job. We send our love and blessings to Reverend Dale, who is on retreat. And thank you again, Reverend Robert. A wonderful message this morning. Thank you. We appreciate you. And I invite you all now to stand, and we will play the peace song for you. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace it was meant to be. With earth as our mother, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.